Welcome to Codeflex. Today we are in the 10th part of our Django series. In this tutorial we are going to see how to do CRUD operations in Django Rest framework from the front side. CRUD operation is nothing but create, read, update and delete operation. This is one of the most important feature for any type of web applications. Using that you can create, update and delete data from the database. Okay, there are some simple steps. This video is going to be little bit long because of all this extra stuffs. Okay, now let's start. Open your code editor. Just run your server first. Go to localhost colon 8000 and log into your application. Okay, log in. Now we are going to list some data. Just directly go to your API view first. So API is here. Just go inside that specific API, test API. Okay, though this data we have to display in the front end, and we want to edit it and delete it from the front end side, from the template side. So first we are going to use a Vue.js front end framework for this process. I'm directly integrating with the CLI of Vue.js. Just include these two files, Vue.js and Vue resource, in your header section. Okay, then you need to put all this Vue.js code inside a script tag. So we have to list out the data from the API and edit it and delete it and update it using Vue.js. For that we are simply giving a division of id is equal to app. Okay, inside this we can display all our Vue.js contents which it is going to retrieve from the API. Okay, just go inside, go below the body tag and create some script tags. Script. Okay, inside that you have to create a Vue.js app. For that there is a basic structure you have to follow to create a Vue.js app. New Vue, open function bracket and open brace, enter. Here first we have to, there are multiple options there. First we have to specify the element in which this app to be loaded. For that you have to put that field as el is equal to app, which we have specified in our division. So normally it uses both Django and Vue.js uses same type of open braces and close braces to display data. So we have to separate these things. For that we use delimiters options. In this we are specifying that dollar open braces and dollar close braces dollar for Vue.js. So our Django will not confuse between this Vue.js tags and Django inbuilt tags. So that we are providing delimiters here. While using Vue.js data we use this. So element is equal to el is equal to single quotes app hash app, okay, comma, enter. Then we have some data here. Data is what data the Vue.js is going to pass there. Okay, for example we are just simply giving message. Okay, colon any message in single quotes. Come on, save, save it, and just put that inside a p tag here. So what is the delimiter? Dollar open brace, message, uh, close brace, and dollar. Just save the file, go to your browser and reload the content. The message is displayed. Okay, the message is coming from Vue.js. Okay, so Vue.js is integrated with our Django. Then we have to access this API in Vue.js and display the content here, so that we can edit, update, and delete the content from here. Okay, so for that you have to do some simple steps here. Go to your index.html, then you don't need this, just use test data the array. Okay, so that we can retrieve the API content and store the data here. Then we also need methods to retrieve, to perform some operations. Okay, so directly we delete this from here, and in a li tag, okay, we just make v for loop. V for is equal to double quotes, what is that, test data. We can give any arguments like dd in test data. Okay, so what we have to display here, a fields which is present in the test data. So in a e tag, the fields are name, roll number, and id. Okay, we directly give that name colon dollar open brace dd dot name close brace and dollar. Okay, the same type of thing as in the second field is roll number. So dd dot roll number, what is that, rollno. Okay, this save. Now we have provided that for loop, but the test data is empty. Now we have to load the data to this test data array using the Vue.js methods. For that you have to specify a methods. Okay, any method, function name. Methods are nothing but functions. Okay, so you need to specify the function name here. Get test data colon space function bracket open braces, enter. Come on, you can give any number of functions here, but separate them from using command. Okay, here we are going to retrieve data from our API, which is localhost colon 8000 slash API slash test data API. Okay, so this dot dollar http dot get. Okay, in single quotes we have to provide that API. So this API, so no need to give that localhost colon 8000, directly it will take it. So slash API slash test API. Okay, after that you have to put dot, then open bracket, it gets a response. Okay, a response equal to greater than symbol, that is arrow mark symbol, Okay, open braces and press enter. Okay, now we have a response. Then we have to retrieve the data from response and assign it to the test data. So this dot test data is equal to response dot data. Now data is retrieved and assigned to test data, so that the test data has a data for the for loop operation. But this method is not directly called while executing this application, so we have to call before this is loaded. So there is a function called mounted. Okay, so you have to give it in the mounted colon space open braces. Okay, mountain function, it automatically executed while this content is loaded on the screen. So initially it calls the function automatically, so that the test data get that data from the API. So mounted function bracket open braces, here we have to call the method. So this dot get test data, so function bracket save. Now while mounting this, it automatically calls this data. Okay, now just simply go there and reload the data. Now the data is loaded, so it calls the API and retrieves the data and passes it to the test data, and test data is repeating the data using for loop. Okay, all data are properly showing here. Now we need to edit, to update the data, to edit the data, edit or update the data and delete the data. For that we are giving some buttons here. So that using that button we can easily edit and delete the data from the template view of the Django using Vue.js. So give a division here, division. We are just providing an input field so that we can add a new data directly to the list. Okay, so type is equal to input type is equal to text. Okay, there are two fields, so name and roll number. So input type is equal to text. V model is the model which specify the data of Vue.js with the data which is interacting with the template and the Vue.js script. Okay, so V model, it is same like the ng model in the AngularJS one. Yeah. So it is new name. Yes. Okay, we need another field, so input, the same type is equal to text. V model is equal to for example new roll number. Okay, after that we need a button to submit this data to Vue.js, so that the Vue.js can pass the data to the API and store them. So add, simply add. Okay, now we have to declare these two things on our data. Okay, on the Vue.js. So new data is empty, comma, enter, new role. We have to specify this new role also in the data section of our Vue.js. New role, and save it. Now reload your function, the date, the things are showing that two text box is there and a button is there to add the data to the list. Now we have to perform this add operation, add to database operation using methods. Okay, so that you have to add a function in the add button, so that while clicking that button we call that function to add that data to the database. Okay, for that just specify function here in the methods. So add new data, function name is function bracket. So we are providing two parameters here, the uname and urole. So these both fields are required to store data to the database. Okay. Open braces enter. Now same thing, this dot dollar http dot here post, there you are getting the data. Now you are posting the data to the API. So post open in open bracket or close bracket single quotes slash API slash test API slash comma, you have to pass this data here. So we have name field, the name is equal to uname comma then roll number is equal to u roll number colon u roll. Okay, then dot then here also we get a response from the API that the data is successfully stored. So response equal to greater than open braces console.log of response. We are getting this console that the data is stored to the database. Okay, response.data. See, now we have to specify this thing. After storing the data is not updated to the list also. Okay. This is add data. We just put this add data to this button. So v hyphen on colon click is equal to, in double quotes we have to specify that function name. In function bracket we have to pass this input fields, that is new name comma new role. Okay, just save the thing, reload the data. Now put inspect element, check in inspect element, because we are giving the console.log, so that what is the response we are getting from the server is displayed in the console.log. So just give a name and a roll number here and put add button. So post forbidden CSRF failed, token missing or incorrect. So cross-site forgery protection is already present in the Django. So any extra framework while interacting with this type of things, the Django will block it. So there is, you need to change something here. For that you have to provide some default options here, so that this error will found easily. Okay, before the Vue.js you have to declare a function here, function read cookie. Okay, name where name cause name eq is equal to name plus star semicolon, then where a is equal to document dot cookie dot split. Okay, using colon symbol. For where I is equal to 0, I less than ca dot length comma I plus plus. Okay, enter. open braces and close braces. Inside that, where c is equal to ca dot ca of I, okay, while you have to check the condition, ca dot char at of 0 equal to empty, and c is equal to c dot substring of 1 comma c dot length. Okay, and then check the condition if c dot index of name eq is equal to 0, then return c dot substring of name eq dot length comma c dot length. Okay, just save this thing. After the for loop, you have to return null. Okay, this will clear our crf error thing. So where crf token is equal to read cookie of csrf. Okay, we are passing the csrf token to the read cookie function. Okay, now we have to specify that crf to our http, all http requests. So http colon open braces close braces and put a comma here. Then we have to specify that csfr token x csrf token. So root http colon / localhost colon 8000. Okay, this is the root of our API. Then header is equal to colon open braces. Here we have to specify that x hyphen csrf rf in capital token colon our csrf token which we have retrieved, csrf token. Okay, save this thing. Now reload the thing. Go to this home page. This is returning some error. We have to check something wrong with our code now. There's some simple mistake is here. Wait, we'll check and fix it. Here token root header xcsrf csrf token. The proper arrange this. The code is right now. Why it is throwing error? Document.cookie.split. All things are right. What is the error here? Reloading is not fixing the error. Okay. Yeah, we found the error now. This is not chart at, it is char at. That's the error. Just go to your browser and reload the thing. Okay, now it's not throwing any error. Just put data here and a row number here. Add the data is added to them. Now reloading the data is listing the data, but while adding this data, the data is not directly adding and the list is not refreshing, so that you have to call this methods in then part of our response. So this dot get data semicolon. Okay, now reload our now add the data, it will automatically reload the list after adding the data. Okay, data is added to our list. Now we have to edit the data and delete the data. So for that we have to create two functions, edit data and delete data. So we have to clear the name also. This dot new name is equal to single quotes, so that after adding the data to the list, the fields which we are using for adding the data is cleared. Okay, now just check the field, giving the name and roll number here and add, that field is cleared and data is added to the list. Okay, now we have to add a delete function and a edit function to update the data and delete the data. So here we provide two buttons. So button 1, okay, it is for edit, and another button for delete. Okay, in edit function method we have to call a method. So v hyphen on colon click, v hyphen on colon click is equal to single quotes. So edit any function name, edit data, we are giving just edit data. We have to pass a id, so dd dot id. Okay, for delete we need another function called delete data anything else. Okay, so v hyphen on colon click is equal to delete data. Delete data is equal to, in double quotes we have to specify the function name, which is delete data. Delete data, open your function bracket and pass the id to this function, because for editing and deleting we need the id of the data, so that we can easily edit and delete the data from the API. Okay, now we have to create this methods inside our methods. Okay, so put comma here and add a function, edit data colon function of your id is here, open braces, same console.log. We are just checking whether it is getting the data. Now another function, we need another function for delete the data, delete data colon function bracket of id open braces, and here we perform the delete operation. Simply delete data, this dot http dot delete of, we need to specify the API. This API is same, slash API slash test API and slash. Okay, then we have to add the id here, plus we are getting the id from id plus we have to specify another slash here, slash. After delete we get a response dot then of function response space equal to this is. Now after deleting the thing we get a response, so after deleting we have to refresh the list, so call the get data list, this dot get data get test data. Okay, just save the thing and go to your browser, reload the data and press delete. Yeah, data is deleting now. Okay, yeah, all delete, so all things are deleted from the database. Now we need a edit function. So edit function is also here. So for editing we need another two fields like the same which we are using for add data. So directly specify this division below the list so that we can easily edit the data. While editing the data, the edited new data will be displayed here and update from here. So just specify MV model. While edit, enable edit, give it enable edit, so that while only editing, this division is shown to the user. Okay, default it will be false. Enable edit data colon. No, it is false. It is boolean field, so that we have to specify false here. Okay, so edit data. First, while clicking, we change the name, that edit name and edit role. Here we have to specify the function update data. Okay, we're passing this two fields, edit name and edit the role. Edit name and edit role. Just copy this and paste this as parameters. First is name and second is edit role. Okay, just save the thing. Now we have to call multiple function for edit. First one for edit, so in edit function we have to enable this division, and second thing is update the data. While update the data and hide this from the list. Okay, so we have to specify that new fields, edit fields. So edit name, edit id, so edit name, edit role, edit role. We are also specifying edit id for our reference purpose, which we are going to use. Okay, on edit data function. Okay, we are getting the id, so that we can assign that edit id to the edit id field and enable edit view. Okay, this dot get, so same API view here, API test API slash, same thing here, plus id and plus another slash. Another slash issue dot, then you get a response from that API. Response is equal to print mark symbol, open braces, enter. Here we have to assign the retrieved data. Okay, so this dot edit name is equal to the name which is retrieved. So response dot data dot name. So this dot edit roll number, roll and edit role is equal to response dot data dot roll number, roll number. Okay, then we also need a id, which is this dot edit id. Okay, we have to enable the things. This dot enable edit is equal to true, so that the division is viewed to the end user. Okay, for that we also need to store the id in edit id. So edit id is equal to response dot data dot id. Okay, now the data is shown. Just go to your browser and reload the thing and click on edit. It is showing the data. Now we have to update this data. Okay, for that we have to specify another function here. The function name is update data. Okay, so directly specify that update data here, update data colon function or function bracket. Here also we are need two parameters, u name and u roll number. Okay, url, open function braces, enter. Here we need to update the data, so this dot $http dot, here we are using put, so that we are going to update the existing data, not posting a new data. So same API link is here, slash API slash test API plus a ID, which is edit ID. This dot edit ID plus slash comma, you have to pass the data here. Okay, so we have name colon uname comma roll number colon uroll. Okay, dot, then we get a response from here, so that the data is successfully updated in the server or database. Okay, we after updating we need to refresh the list, so that we just call this dot first, we disable the enable edit thing. Okay, get data. Okay, first enable edit is disabled by us, then we have to get the data, so the list is refreshed. Okay, now just click on edit data, just change the data here, then click update. Yeah, data is updated and the enable edit is false. Okay, so update is working. So that's all for this video. Please subscribe to our channel to get more updates regarding Django REST framework and many more advanced. Please subscribe to our channel if you like the channel like this. Thank you.